YouTube? Liam, obviously. I don't know, it's about like 1:50 in the morning. And I don't know. I just felt like making a video right now. I, again, don't really have anything to talk about, but not drunk, so more sober-mindedness, I guess you'd say. I don't know. The other night when I don't know, I just got fucked up and I was just super sad and I was just kind of like letting everything out, and it was kind of like the whole purpose of like me wanting to make this channel was so that I could like when I was sad just have somebody to talk to, kind of when I had like nobody else to talk to. But I gotta admit, I'm like kind of becoming like selfish in a way with how I wish this channel was going. And like, I mean, like, by no means do I think that like I'm gonna become rich tomorrow because 1 million people are just gonna start watching my YouTube channel overnight, and then YouTube's gonna be like, here's a check for $1 million. And like, I know that, but like I'm getting like this obsession with money for some reason. And I mean, like, to live in a society, you gotta like have money. You gotta like be able to financially support yourself. But I think like what's really like getting to me right now is that like, I don't know, I just sold my Chevy the other day, and it was like an old Chevy 1500 before GMC bought Chevy, and it was a nice little truck. My dad did some work to it before he gave it to me, and it was only like a rear-wheel drive truck, and living in the mountains of Colorado, it's not good to have a rear-wheel drive truck. So like when the transmission kind of broke, I can get into it, like the explanation of how it broke, but nobody really gives a shit about that. But this spring broke and the truck wouldn't go into third gear, so it wouldn't go past 25 miles an hour. It was an automatic transmission, so you can't just like skip third gear. And it sucked selling it, but like I needed the money a little bit, and I got a good price out of it because the engine ran fine and blah 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 blah. It just, I don't know. It's tough thinking about that the car that kind of like grew up with the part of me that was like kind of becoming an adult from like early teenage years to like now. Not early teenage years, but like when I got my license, when I was able to kind of like get out of the house, when I was able to like leave all the bullshit that was like right here and like actually go do something, like that truck was there. The truck was always there. Like it was with me when I got like close to whatever, and it was with me when I bawled my eyes out for the first time over a girl, and yeah, it was with me through like a lot of bullshit. And having to get rid of it because I couldn't afford to buy a new transmission and I didn't have the space to replace the transmission myself, it just kind of like sucked. Like, don't dog on me for like, oh, you should be able to do it anywhere. It's like, there's just gravel outside my house. I can't fucking work on part that has to be clean and not have debris all over it when there's just dirt fucking everywhere. And it sucked, you know? And I don't know why I'm like kind of like really sad over an inanimate object, but like, I don't know, it's the kind of thing that like not a lot of people understand, except for the people that do. And the people that do really understand why it's kind of like tough to just let go of it, because like that truck was just with me through a lot. And I think like to get to my original point is like, I want to be wealthy enough one day to make that truck again. To buy an old Chevy 1500 with a rear wheel drive and paint it half blue, half black with a peel on it. The front part of the hood rusting a little bit and rear tail light kind of cracked, and like I want that truck again. And I know for a long time I'm not going to be able to get it. I'm just not. Like, I'm not going to have the money to afford getting a truck that's pretty much completely useless, other than the fact that it just has, like, a lot of memories to it. And I'm like, I don't know, kind of beat. Like, I'm just a bit beat up because of that. Because I love that truck. It was a fucking fantastic truck. It sucked balls. That truck sucked. But it was also just, like, perfect in, like, every way. Every imperfection on that vehicle was just perfect. I don't know. I guess I'm going through, like, a little bit of grief because of that. And I don't really have anybody to, like, talk to about it that actually cares. And, you know, my dad, like, if I told him, he'd fucking flip a bitch. He'd be like, why didn't you tell me? I would have bought the transmission. I would have came out there and helped you replace it and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, my dad's broke. He lives in a fucking trailer in California in a place that he can't afford. Doesn't get a lot of work, so he can barely afford rent. And he just would say all this shit of like, why didn't you? Because, like, he also holds this same attachment to that truck that I also do. And I think it's, like, another part of me that feels, like, awful. It's, like, I shouldn't have sold the truck. Like, I shouldn't have sold it and taken the money in it. But, like, I have no room for it. I have no money to fix it. And I have no reason to keep it. I don't know. I don't really know why I'm even talking about this too much. I gotta admit, it doesn't really matter. But it matters to me, you know? And I can't help that feeling of, like, that truck mattered to me. Like, a person mattered to me. And even though it was an inanimate object, it had life. At least in my opinion, it had life. And kind of sucks now walking outside and not seeing it just sat in the corner. Not being able to just start it up and drive down to the gas station because the speed limit in town was the highest speed it could go to. And it sucks. I'm never going to be able to have a cigarette in that truck again. I'm never going to be able to cry in that truck again. And I'm never going to be able to, like, smile and be happy in that truck again. Maybe one day, eventually, I'll find this, like, fictitious fortune that I'm hoping to achieve one day. But until then, like, I'll never get that truck back. And I just kind of gotta accept that. And it's just tough. I don't know. That wasn't even the main reason why I wanted to make this video either. It just came to me, you know? But I don't know. Life's just getting tough. And I know it's not just tough for me. It's tough for fucking everyone. I can see it in everyone's face and how they talk and how they feel. Like, life's just fucking tough for everyone. And it kind of sucks to see that, like, that's where the world's going. Like, the richest people don't care about any of us. And none of us want to do anything about that. I don't know. I don't want to get political. I hate that shit. I mean, it's good to, like, keep up with politics and fucking see how shitty everyone is, but I don't know. It doesn't bring anybody together. It just tears us apart. Nobody can just have, like, a conversation about shit and just be like, okay, you agree on this thing and I don't, but we're still friends, and you're a human being, and so am I. I don't know. The next, like, 10, 15 years of my life are just gonna be fucking tough. And I just know that. And I know that all the hard work I'm gonna put in will actually do something to change my life. But, you know, there's that stupid itch in the back of my mind that goes, yeah, it can all go away one day, just out of nowhere. No reason, no rhyme, no point. I can lose everything in an instant. And I don't know when that's going to happen. But I'm just going to try and take it like day by day, hour by hour. When I wake up until I go to sleep, I'm just going to try my best to live life as much as I can. And I don't want money to control that. As much as I like want these things, like I want these materialistic values, like ultimately I just want to vibe with the homies. And I don't really have any homies to vibe with, and I guess that's just kind of what's the hard part. I feel that if I have all these things and own all this shit, that I'll get more homies and I get more people around me and I'll get more shit to do, but I don't know. I feel like I'm just like failing at everything and I'm only fucking 20. And what's even fucking stupider is like this is the best point in my life that I've ever been at. I live in the mountains, I have 2 dope ass cats, I have a nice fire going on, and I have a fucking expensive camera I saved up and paid off for. And like I still have the gall to complain that I don't have more. That I don't have more of this shit. And you know, comparison is the thief of all joy and whatnot. And it's true. It's like, I could say there are people worse off than me and that there are people better off than me. But 5 years ago, I was fucking way worse off. And now I'm doing a lot better, in parts due to what I've actually tried to do to better my life, and in parts just completely outside of my control. And I forget to kind of just appreciate life and like everything that's in it. To give thanks to the people that are in it and the friends that I have and the friends that I've lost. I don't know. It's tough to be grateful when you compare yourself to people who have more than you, because in this day and age with access to the internet, it's all you want to do is just compare. But I'm going to try and be more grateful for what I have and not constantly want more. But we just got to take it day by day. Love you guys.